This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On 49ers Squad Show and the Locked On Warriors Postcast. But today, the Giants, they called up top prospect Bryce Eldridge, the long-awaited debut of the big first baseman, but the move didn't help them beat the Arizona Diamondbacks today, falling 8-1. And with the loss, the Giants moved to 2 back in the wild card race and get leapfrogged by the Snakes. Bryce today showed off some of his power, driving the ball 106 miles an hour and 407 feet, a home run in 23 of 30 ballparks, but the long fly ball found a glove in that massive outfield as the rookie finished the day hitless and with 1 strikeout. The rest of the team didn't fare much better. The Giants only had 2 hits all day, and they've lost all the momentum they had just a few days ago. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Alan Stiles, does a great job. And in this one, just a frustrating day for the Giants. I mean, as I said, you get leapfrogged by the damn Snakes. You fall back down to 500 at 75-75, and it was just a very lackluster outing for this entire team. Let's talk first about the game itself, and we'll get into what Bryce Eldridge did a little bit later. And really, all you need to know about this game is that it was tied going into the 6th inning, and then after the 6th inning, it was no longer tied. And so that brings me to today's turning point, that big 6th inning for the Diamondbacks.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
In that top of the 6th inning, you had Matt Gage come in and replace Kaiwei Tang, and Tang pitched, pretty well again today. Tenacious T, as we nicknamed him on our last show that we did when he started a game, looked pretty good today. But in the in that top of the 6th inning, it just got a little wonky. Things started to get away from the Giants, and Yoel Peguero looked really bad, man. I mean, really did not look great. You had Matt Gage start off the inning, gave up a double to Corbin Carroll. Peguero comes in and immediately walks 2 guys to load up the bases. And Peguero had been money for the Giants until that Dodgers series, and I think it kind of got to him, man. I think that the command looked really bad today. The velocity was down a little bit. He just could not command that fastball at all. And if he's not able to do that, I don't care how hard you're throwing it. Big league hitters are gonna make you pay if you make mistakes, and especially if you walk a bunch of dudes. And so he ends up giving up a single after he walks 2 guys, and then he to load up the bases, scores 2 runs. Then he gets taken out for Joey Lucchesi, and Joey Lucchesi did not pitch much better. I mean, he gave up a double and then a home run, and then you had a fielding error that allowed Jake McCarthy to stretch a single into a double, or excuse me, that was later on in the game. My mistake, wrong fielding error I'm thinking of. You had Jake McCarthy reach on a throwing error by Casey Schmidt in that inning, and then you had Perdomo, who just destroyed the Giants today. Perdomo was on base 5 times for the Diamondbacks, rips a triple, scores another run for the D-backs. By the time it was all said and done, it was 7-1 Diamondbacks lead. And the way that this Giants offense had been going, not just today, but the last couple days, it was just not a possibility for this team to come back. You had 2 hits all day. You also only had 1 walk you had 2 walks, excuse me, and 2 hits all day. So you only had 4 base runners for the Giants. And you only had you had 3 guys left on base and 0 opportunities to pick up a hit with runners in scoring position. The Giants did not even move a guy into scoring position in this one. It's just a horrible day from the Giants. You had Casey Schmidt hit a home run, a solo blast, and that was nice and all in the 3rd inning. Casey Schmidt, really the only guy doing anything for the Giants today. He picked up both of the Giants' hits in this one. He also hit that blast. So just by default, we got to give him today's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And it really should go to probably nobody, but we're going to give it to Casey Schmidt because, it's someone's got to get it, right? And the kid did have a decent day. He's still making that campaign to start at second base next season. So Schmidt's got something to play for. And ultimately, so do the Giants still. I mean, you can't look at the Diamondbacks or the Mets and say that this is over. I mean, 2 games back is still it's striking distance, right? Like you're still in it if you're just a couple back. Once you start getting to 3 games, 4 games back, in my mind, that becomes a little worse. It's a little tougher to overcome that hump. But 2 games back, man, they might as well be in the playoffs right now. I mean, each one of these games feels like a playoff game, and the Giants just skidding right on out of the playoffs after that really red hot streak at the end of August and early into September really propelled this team. But over their last 9 games, they're 3-6. They're not doing so hot lately. And really, like I said, all of that momentum that they had going into that Dodgers series completely gone at this point. And you have no starter scheduled for tomorrow, which means it's probably going to be a bullpen game. I'm sure Bob is talking about that right about now, but it's going to be really, really, really hard for the Giants to figure out a way to win this series if you got the back end of the rotation going and you have no idea who's going to even start tomorrow against the Diamondbacks. And the Diamondbacks have been playing some good baseball, man. You got to give them some credit. The Snakes who sold at the deadline have just never died. And they continue to kind of tread water and just hang around. And when a team hangs around like that long enough, you get the opportunity to strike. And it seems like that's what the Diamondbacks have been doing as of late. 9 hits for the D-backs, 8 runs in this one. They got a lot of speed on that roster. And when Zach Gallen is pitching like old Zach Gallen, like he did tonight, makes things really hard on this Giants team. And Gallen, hasn't had the best season overall for the Diamondbacks this year. But he's been decent in a couple games against the Giants. Overall, Gallen, a 4.73 ERA. But today, he went 6 solid innings, only gave up 1 run, only walked 1 guy, and struck out 6. So Gallen really giving the Giants some problems. The Giants as a whole struck out 10 times today, which is double figures, which is way too many times for this team. Yet again, striking out all the damn time and 4 hits or 4 base runners all day long. You left 3 on base. Just a very, very, very frustrating situation for this Giants team. You also had a couple of errors in the field. They were playing such clean baseball before during that streak. And as soon as this offense starts to slide, it seems like they press in all these other areas and start to get very, very sloppy. So again, very, very, very frustrating. I can see the frustration in the comments. I see it immediately. Fire Melvin. And I don't think that's going to happen at this point. I really don't. I think that Buster has kind of indicated that that's not going to happen. I think the players have kind of indicated that that's not going to happen. And, I'm not saying that I am 100% on board with all of the things that Bob Melvin is doing. I have ripped him time and time again on this show, but I do think that the team showed some fight in kind of coming back from that really awful stretch that they had at the beginning of August, end of July, and showed some life. They didn't die. They didn't just lay down and give up. And some might, use the phrase dead cat bounce with the Giants during that time. I don't think that's what it was, man. I think this team really started to show you something offensively, and they just got hot. And you saw what Willy Adames was brought here to do. You saw Matt Chapman start to heat up again. And it's just been tough sledding with the pitching. It's been really, really, really tough to get consistent starts. And it's been really tough to get the bullpen to pitch as consistently as they were earlier in the year because you had a lot of injuries and you traded a couple guys. And the bullpen, because the starting pitching has not been very good, has been laboring and taxed and has been making more and more appearances for longer and longer stretches of time as time has gone on in September. So the bullpen today really was the downfall for the Giants. They just got really knocked around. And again, Piguero, he pitched yesterday. Lucchesi pitched a lot over that Dodgers series. These are guys that that are not very fresh, and the Giants don't have an off day for a little while. So, I mean, you're going to have some tough times ahead with this bullpen. It's not going to get any easier. And tomorrow, with this kind of already tired bullpen, you get another bullpen game out there in hot Arizona where the ball loves to fly. So I'm expecting the Diamondbacks to put some more runs on the Giants tomorrow. This offense needs to wake up, needs to start doing something, and if they don't, it's going to be they're going to miss their opportunity in the playoffs. However, I will say the same thing I've said since the beginning of the season. I don't think that the Giants this year specifically, I don't think the Giants need to make the playoffs to have a winning or a successful season. I wanted to find success this season by making the playoffs. I would define it for this team by just making a competitive September run. And so far, they've been able to give us a little bit of that. I'm hoping it stretches till the end of the season. If they can play, 160 competitive games out of this year, that would be a plus. That would be a step up over what we saw last year, a move in the right direction. And you can try again next year when you're a little bit more equipped, when you're a little bit more ready with Bryce Eldridge and Rafi Devers, and you have this whole unit that seems to be forming for the whole season. And hopefully they figure out second base and bring in some additional guys to challenge at right field, at second base, at catcher, and make a competition out of it and add some talent. You also probably need to add some pitching. Definitely need to add some starting pitching at this point, because you don't really know what you're going to get from a Hayden Birdsong. I think you found out with Landon Roop that you got a guy in him, but past that, the young guys this year didn't really step up the way we expected them to. So the Giants are in a not the best position, but they have grown from last year, and that's a good sign overall. It's not the amount of growth I think that many fans would like to see, that I myself would like to see, but it's growth nonetheless. They're headed in the right direction, and I think that you want to give it a little bit more time before you just blow it up and restart again by firing Bomel and going to get someone else in. If you fire Bomel, that's my follow-up question. Who are you bringing in? You got to hire somebody. You can't just fire everybody and not having a backup option or an option to go to after that. So unless the Giants can magically find the next Bruce Bochy to come in here, I don't think that firing Bomel is necessarily going to make this team better next season. We got more to get into on the other side. We got to talk about Bryce Eldridge and his debut here with the Giants out in Arizona and how that went for him. Some up and down, but ultimately the kid came up hitless, still searching for his first major league hit. We'll be right back here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is sponsored by Nutrafol. You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's not just the hype. It's a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. And let me tell you, as a man in his early to mid 30s, I am familiar with the thinning, the shedding, the losing of the hair in this general area on the top of my head, and I don't like it. And so Nutrafol help anything to I'm all on board with Nutrafol, man. Anything to help stop this egregious receding hairline that I got going on, that would be great. So see thicker, stronger hair with less scheduling in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off with your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Locked On MLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Locked On MLB. Today's show is also sponsored by Gametime. There's nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, and the chance to see your team in person out there at Oracle Park. How does it get any better? But buying the tickets, actually going through that process, that's the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees. It takes all the fun out of the whole experience. And that's why I use Gametime. It's the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. And my favorite thing about Gametime is that it covers everything, all the things that you might want to do, or at least me, because all the things I end up doing are going to sporting events, going to concerts, and just going to things in general that usually require a ticket. If it requires a ticket, it's probably on Gametime. So download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. And today's show is also sponsored by FanDuel. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. And I love using FanDuel because it's the easiest way to get in on all of your sports betting action. props, parlays, in same game bets. I mean, whatever you want, money line spreads, it's all right there on FanDuel from the comfort of your own home. No big expedition to the sports book. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. It's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today the Giants, just look lifeless, honestly, against the Diamondbacks. They lose 8-1. Casey Schmidt, the only one with signs of life in the offense today, and really 4 base runners all day long. Giants didn't have a single opportunity with a runner in scoring position at bat tonight. Really bad, ultimately. I can say it in a lot of different ways, but really, it was just bad baseball from the San Francisco Giants. And the one most interesting tidbit from today, the thing that you will be talking about after this one, Bryce Eldridge made his debut.
This is what you'll be talking about.
In Bryce's debut, you saw some reasons why he's, so highly touted as a prospect with that 105.9 mile an hour, 407-foot fly ball that's got a 930 expected batting average and is a home run in 23 out of 30 ballparks, including Oracle Park, not at Chase Field, but it is one at Oracle Park. So he did give you that. But he also, you saw the swing and miss. You saw a lot of him chasing strikes or chasing pitches that were not strikes, chasing pitches that were out of the strike zone and honestly not very close. The kid's young. It's his first game. We're not going to glean too much from 3 at-bats from Bryce Eldridge. And he was clearly, he was clearly, amped up, trying to swing, trying to get a hit. Guy wasn't looking to take a walk in his first at-bat, that's for sure. But I liked the way that he kind of saw the changeup low in the zone. I noticed a few times that the Diamondbacks kept trying to get him to chase the Gallon specifically, kept trying to get him to chase that changeup that would start in the bottom of the strike zone and fall out the bottom of it. And he didn't chase that pitch. He chased a lot of other pitches, but he did not chase that changeup that was that was low and in starting in the strike zone and falling out of it very much at all in this game. They threw him a lot of those types of pitches. So in his first at bat, he worked he hit that one 407 feet that ended up finding a mitt. But in the at bat that he ended up grounding out in, first at bat he grounded out. Then later on he flew out and struck out later on after that. So the first at bat, the ground out situation, he worked a count full and ripped one 99 miles an hour down the first baseline. It ended up finding a glove and it was an out. But ultimately, he showed you, I think, a mixed bag. The swing and miss is the reason that Bryce didn't come up earlier. If he makes better contact, it hits for average a little bit better, has some fewer strikeouts, he's probably coming up maybe a month or two sooner. But he's been having a hard time with just that. And it's not just like he was having a hard time with that in AAA. He's been having a hard time with that. That's something that he's had just kind of in his swing since forever. It seems like since his entire time with the Giants in rookie ball all the way up through AAA and into the major leagues. He's a guy who has a lot of swing and miss, but when he connects, you see the excitement. You see the reason that you're high on this guy. He made connection with 2 balls. He made contact with 2 balls out there today. One hit 99 miles an hour, one hit 106 miles an hour. So you see the plus to what this guy brings to the table and why the Giants are so excited about this guy. But ultimately, it's going to take some time, right? Bryce isn't going to just instantly click at the big league level, and it's going to take a little bit of time. I mean, he's going to be primarily just the DH against righties. That's what he said in his introductory press conference, or his press conference in the bullpen or in the dugout before the game. He talked about how he's going to continue to take reps at first base in practice and continue to try to get better there. But that the plan for now, he stressed for now, and that he didn't quite know what the timeline of for now meant exactly. But he said for now, however long that is, he will be just DHing with the big league club. He's not going to play a lot of defense at first base. Bryce also said that he feels like he could play an above average defense at first base right now, and that he feels like his coaches would back him up in that. So we'll see. Maybe the kid gets an opportunity before the end of the season. Sounds like the Giants have so far told him that that's not going to happen. But big day for Bryce Eldridge. You saw, of course, he had his cheering section out there at Chase Field, and the kid was ready to go. I mean, he got the call while he was literally in the airport going through baggage claim. He saw his phone ringing in the in like the little plastic bin right before going through security, and his friend that he was with saw the caller ID and said, hey buddy, you should probably answer that phone call. And it's a good thing he did, because he made it up here with the big league club in time to go to this game in Arizona and unfortunately lose to the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-1. We did not have too much time to get into Kai-Wei Tang and the rest of the Giants pitching staff today. We talked a little bit about the bullpen and how they kind of blew it today, but Kai-Wei Tang, ultimately Tenacious T, my guy, was all right today, and he's put together a couple starts now. I mean, his last time out, the Giants lost to the Cardinals, and he did give up 4 runs in 4 innings, but he did strike out 8. So that was, but it was the walks in that one that hurt him. He walked 5. If he can keep the walks down, he's not too bad, man. Like, I'm liking some stuff that I'm seeing from Kai-Wei Tang. He doesn't have it all put together yet, and he definitely is a work in progress, but there's some signs that make you say maybe this guy can figure it out. I still think he profiles better as a bullpen arm, but we'll see what happens as this season progresses, as next season progresses. Maybe this guy figures it out and can become like a back end of the rotation guy for the Giants. It's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants postcast. The Giants fall to the Diamondbacks 8-1. Bryce Eldridge makes his debut, and the Giants 2 games back out of the wild card. They're now trailing both the Diamondbacks and the Mets, trying to reach that 3rd and final wild card spot in the National League. And hopefully they'll be able to pick up a win tomorrow, have a chance to win this series still in Arizona before going back to LA to face the Dodgers. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.